RL, can you tell me a little bit about what inspired you to write your book?
When I was 8 years old, my father gave me a copy of the Chronicles of Narnia, and when I read those books, I closed the last page of the last book, and I thought, wow, if I could grow up and write books like that for a living, that would be the most amazing things ever. So many years later, I finally got the courage to do that. But it was my love of reading as a kid, basically.
Great. What about some of your other passions, some of your other interests? Can you tell me a little bit about those?
One of the things I'm really fascinated by is how so much of fantasy has its roots in history, which is why I like to write historical fantasy, because if I go back and I research, I find a lot of the things I think are just make-believe actually had historical roots. So that's a real big passion of mine, researching. My husband teases me and says I just write books so I have an excuse to research, which isn't quite true. I write books to get rid of the voices in my head.
And what would you like people to do to become more involved in your book and in your series?
Well, pick it up at a library or bookstore, or stop by my website, and you can read the first chapter online. Mostly just read.
And do you have any advice or words of inspiration for any aspiring artists?
I think all aspiring artists need to just do what they love, whether it's draw or write or sculpt or play music, and they just need to do it. And if you do what you love and you don't give up, eventually you'll get successful. I think it's just that simple. You just never give up, and eventually you win. I've been so impressed by the book festival here. There's so many kids, and they're all obviously all so excited about reading. It's a huge accomplishment to get this many kids together one place. And I'm really excited to be appearing on People Chart.